John, I know we can't go much farther without returning to Laird Hamilton and
So,
because I know my phone's going to start buzzing,
so okay, there's two great stories about this because we're talking about being in control. And Allie, who was your first babysitter?
Laird Hamilton.
We tell this story because Laird was very kind to us and brought us over to Kauai, and we went on a helicopter ride. And during that helicopter ride, we left Allie, who was not even, I don't know, not even 6 months old yet. We left her with Laird. She threw up all over him. And we had this incredible experience, flying up into the mountains of Kauai. And then, but later on, he's someone who is, you face these situations where you really have very little control of anything except your inner self. And so for a long time, I was sort of the helper to these guys as they go up and pioneer Jaws, and they'd be riding the biggest waves in the world, and no one really understood the consequences or what was going to happen. And early on in about 2000 is when I learned these HeartMath techniques and how to really self-regulate and calm the heart, proper breathing. I'd been doing the harmony for years, but I didn't even understand what the 10 count breathing did. I'd been doing yoga for years and I didn't understand what the Ujjayi breath was. But boy, I could make it through an hour yoga class sweating my butt off, right? But I didn't get it on that next level. And then when I learned the HeartMath and the harmony and the yoga, suddenly there was this awakening. And that's what we're all talking about. That's what we all need to have, is this aha moment. And I started realizing the power, basically mentally, physically, and spiritually and emotionally, how we can control and direct ourselves. So I remember we'd all get on our jet skis and head up towards Jaws. And you'd go up these, there's huge waves. It's basically open ocean jet ski riding. And Dave and Laird would look over at me and I'd be on my ski and they'd come over like, hey, John, you doing your breathing exercises? And, they could tell I was doing it only because they knew it. But I think it's something that helped all of them. Dave Kalama loved the heart rate variability training. And, they all saw the power in proper breathing, proper focus. As you can see now, Laird and Gabby's a big inspiration to Allie in her volleyball career. They have the XPT motivation thing that they do on weekends. And they talk about these same skills, these same self-regulation skills. They don't quite take it to the harmony level of spirituality, but they talk about all the same physical and mental skills that we talk about all the time. So I think it's, the little doors have opened for everybody along the way, but remaining calm, I think, under situations where you have very little control, and that really is life in general. We have so much less control than we think we do. And all those physical things that we attach on to try to control end up making us crazy after a while, or even worse. I have people in my family who seem to, they're a collector of things. They have lots of cars and houses and this and that. And my brother-in-law, who's a very successful man, came to me one day. He goes, John, at one point you just realize you don't own anything. All this stuff just owns you. And I was like, oh, thank God for my F-150.
Yeah.